Hello, my name is Jesse T. Crocker III, and I'm doing this presentation on controlling business practices. Here's an overview of what I plan on doing my overview on is purpose and control in an organization, tools used in the control of an organization, which is the balance scorecard, open book management, total quality management. And then last is the financial and budgetary controls and how they're used in the tools above. The purpose of control in an organization is to sustain development and to define the responsibilities among the employees while at the same time directing and motivating them. In order for management's plans to materialize, there has to be control. The function of controlling an organization is significant importance, and it is to make sure that the actual state of affairs of the organization is keeping in accordance of what is expected. One of the benefits of the controlling function is that it provides accurate information that is needed of what is necessary for an effective decision-making process. It also maintains an effective functioning state of business. Controlling the process. Activities are turned into producing better results. The activities are improved in a way to continue success while eliminating snags that get in the way of the business process. One item that is of great importance in the controlling function is that if action is needed to correct a certain situation, time is of the essence to make this correction. If not, the business may suffer unforeseen losses. It is also important to identify the course of action needed besides the action itself. Managers do play an important role in controlling the function of an organization by emphasizing work rules and discipline. They improve on effectiveness and efficiency of the business. They also focus on achieving better results and support the business in achieving its objectives. Three contemporary control tools that are being used today in the control of a business are a balanced scorecard, open book management, and total quality management. The balanced scorecard is a strategic planning and management system that organizations use to communicate what they're trying to accomplish, align the day-to-day work that everyone is doing with strategy, prioritize projects, products, and services, measure and monitor progress towards strategic targets. This system connects the dots between the big picture strategy elements such as the mission, which is the purpose, the vision is what they aspire for, core values, what they believe in, strategic forces such as themes, results, and or goals, and operational elements such as objectives, which is continuous improvement activities, measures are key performance indicators or KPIs, which track strategic performance, targets, which is the desired level of performance, and initiative, projects that help you reach your targets. Here's a chart that I came across, and it shows that the strategic objectives are continuous improvement activities that companies have to have to implement for success. High-level strategy elements provide high-level context. Measures are used to track organizational performance. Targets are the desired level of performance for each measure. And strategic initiates are projects that help you reach your targets. The BSC connects the dots between various elements in your strategic management system. There's another one that I came across, which is the objectives change in the cascade at the bottom or at the top. You have your corporate, and then below that you have your maintenance, your different sectors. You have your maintenance, operations, sales, and service. BSCs are used extensively in business and industry, government, and nonprofit organizations worldwide. Gartner Group suggests that over 50% of large U.S. firms have adopted the BSC. For more than half of the major companies in the U.S., Europe, and Asia are using the BSC, which use growing in those areas as well as the Middle East and Africa. A recent global study by Bain and Company listed Balanced Scorecard fifth on its top 10 most widely used management tools around the world, a list that includes closely related strategic planning at number 1. BSCs has also been selected by the editors of the Harvard Business Review as one of the most influential business ideas of the past 75 years. Then you have your open book management. The definition of open book management is defined as empowering every employee of an organization with required knowledge about the processes, adequate training, and powers to make decisions which would help them in running a business. It is all about teamwork and moving forward collectively. The description of open book management is defined as one of the most dynamic approaches in running a business. It involves keeping complete transparency with employees, sharing data, training employees to embrace leadership roles, as well as sharing financial statements. Research has shown that when companies share distinct details about the organization with the employees, this process helps them grow faster. Most of the companies where this concept is followed generally figure among the top 10% of the companies. When a company shares sensitive information with employees, it leads to better employee-employer relationships. It helps build trust and boost the morale of the employees. Open book management approach is about showing employees the financial statement data and making them believe that every effort of theirs is getting reflected in the overall numbers of the company. This facilitates in building the trust as well as enabling companies in retaining employees. Open book management, every employee is given the measures of business success and taught to understand them. Every employee is expected and able to act on their knowledge to improve performance. Every employee has a direct stake in the company's success. I also got some of this information from George Washington University in Washington, D.C., the College of Professional Studies. Brian Gracely is the consultant and analyst, and this is one of the guys that I referred back to on a lot of my research. Slide share from the Zag Group. Open book management is defined what it is, sharing meaningful data and not burying people in tedious detail, educating staff on understanding metrics and how their actions can impact it, an incentive compensation plan that connects company performance to economic benefits and providing opportunities for ownership. Why open book management? 36% of fast-growing firms practice open book management. 22% of slow growth firms practice open book management. 8% of no growth firms practice this, and 13% of declining firms practice open book management. And this is also from the Zygwight's annual performance survey. Now here we go to the total quality management. A core definition of total quality management describes a management approach to long-term success through customer satisfaction. In a total quality management effort, all members of an organization participate in improving processes, products, services, and the culture in which they work. Total quality management describes a management approach to long-term success through customer satisfaction. In a total quality management effort, all members of an organization participate in improving processes, products, services, and the culture in which they work. The total quality management principles, there's 8 primary elements of total quality management. Total quality management can be summarized as a management system for a customer-focused organization that involves all employees in continual improvement. It uses strategy, data, and effective communications to integrate the quality discipline into the culture and activities of the organization. Many of these concepts are present in modern quality management systems, the successor to total quality management. Here are the 8 principles of total quality management. Number 1, customer focused. The customer ultimately determines the level of quality. No matter what an organization does to foster quality improvement, training employees, integrating quality into the design process, upgrading computers and software, or buying new measuring tools, the customer determines whether the efforts are worthwhile. Number 2, total employee involvement. All employees participate in working toward common goals. Total employee commitment can only be obtained after fear has been driven from the workplace, when empowerment has occurred and management has provided the proper environment. High-performance work systems integrate continuous improvement efforts with normal business operations. Self-management work teams are one form of empowerment. Number 3, process-centered. A fundamental part of total quality management is a focus on process thinking. A process is a series of steps that take inputs from suppliers, internal and external, and transforms them into outputs that are delivered to customers. Again, either internal or external. The steps required to carry out the processes are defined, and performance measures are continuously monitored in order to detect unexpected variation. Number 4, integrated systems. Although an organization may consist of many different functional specialties, often organized into vertically structured departments, it is the horizontal processes interconnecting these functions that are the focus of total quality management. Microprocesses add up to larger processes, and all processes aggregate into the business processes required for defining and implementing strategy. Everyone must understand the vision, mission, and guiding principles, as well as the quality policies, objectives, and critical processes of the organization. Business performance must be monitored and communicated continuously. An integrated business system may be modeled after the Baldrige National Quality Program criteria and/or incorporate the ISO 9000 standards. When I was driving a truck, I used to pick up and deliver from a lot of companies about the time the ISO 9000 standards came out, and almost every manufacturing company that I went to had banners all over, inside and outside the buildings, that they were members of the ISO 9000 standards program. Every organization has a unique work culture, and it is virtually impossible to achieve excellence in its products and services unless a good quality culture has been fostered. Thus, an integrated system connects business improvement elements in an attempt to continually improve and exceed the expectations of customers, employees, and other stakeholders. Number 5, strategic and systematic approach. A critical part of the management of quality is the strategic and systematic approach to achieving an organization's vision, mission, and goals. This process, called strategic planning or strategic management, includes the formulation of a strategic plan that integrates quality as a core component. Number 6, continual improvement. A major thrust of total quality management is continual process improvement. Continual improvement drives an organization to be both analytical and creative in finding ways to become more competitive and more effective at meeting stakeholders' expectations. Number 7, fact-based decision making. In order to know how well an organization is performing, data on performance measures are necessary. Total quality management requires that an organization continually collect and analyze data in order to improve decision-making accuracy, achieve consensus, and allow prediction based on past history. Number 8, During times of organizational change, as well as part of day-to-day operation, effective communications plays a large part in maintaining morale and motivating employees at all levels. Communications involve strategies, methods, and timeliness. These methods are considered to be so essential to cold management that many organizations define them in some format as a set of core values and principles on which the organization is to operate. The methods for implementing this approach comes from the teachings of such quality leaders as Philip B. Crosby, W. Edwards Deming, Armand V. Feigenbaum, Kuro Ishikawa, and Joseph M. Jordan. And this is excerpted from the Certified Manager of Quality Organizational Excellence Handbooks, pages 292 and 291 to 292. Now, how do financial and budgetary controls used in the control of business? Managers that have to deal with day-to-day operations and they're at the front and center of these operations have to deal with daily and hour-by-hour dilemmas and pressures that cause situations to change. A tool that a manager has at his disposal is budgetary control. This control provides a roadmap for performance and offers detailed information about an expected outcome that a proactive manager can use to guide decisions toward desired goals. Here are some steps that a manager may take in this process of budgetary control. The first one is planning. A manager may consider how much staff is needed from day-to-day operations. He may do this by looking back at past day-to-day operations of the business. He may also look at past sales figures over the course of the last week, month, or year to see where the most activity was to plan for how many people are needed for the upcoming week or month. He may look at how much inventory is needed to keep up with the demands of those upcoming days. The second thing needs to do is prioritize. This works hand in hand with planning. This works by comparing the last year's figures with today's figures in the performance of the business to determine if there might be a problem or challenge. He will look at labor costs in the different departments or sectors of the business to where the higher labor costs are and work out a budget accordingly. The other thing he has to do is look at continuous improvement. As a manager is not just looking to improve upon the budget, he also has to look for ways of improvement. Forecasting. Looking over the last year's financial and budget records, a manager will become involved with the budgeting process and apply the previous steps to using his budget for the next year. A manager may have to work of a week to week, month to month, or year to year system. Either way, he has to plan, prioritize, and continually improve upon the past and present financial performances. Here are my references. Definition of Open Book Management by the Economic Times. Johnson T. 2017, Balance Scorecard Institute. Knowles B. A YouTube video that I watched several times so I could understand it and know what the heck I was talking about. Learn About Quality, 2017, the ASO, a Global Voice of Quality. Mosaica, 2017, from the Zyg Group. Siddiqui, F, Controlling as a Management Function, the Importance of Control Function in a Business Organization. SPAC, 2017, Hearst Newspapers, How Does a Budget Help a Manager with Financial Control? And Gracely B, Open Book Management Slideshow, retrieved from slideshare.net. And this is where I got that one from that Gracely. And that concludes